Now, the housing prices in Beijing are truly unstoppable. We bought this house in 2017 and we were planning to replace it recently. However, its value has fallen by half, cut in half, directly. The hard-earned money is gone, and now everyone has to continue paying the mortgage. I never expected there would be free houses in the country. The year before last, housing prices in Yanjiao, which is near Beijing, fell. Some investors gave away houses for free because of broken capital chains. Buyers just needed to pay the remaining bank loans. Unexpectedly, there have also been cases recently of owners giving away houses for free in first-tier cities, which is truly surprising. In the past, many people believed housing prices would only rise and never fall, making buying a house the safest investment. Consequently, housing prices in various places soared. However, in recent years, with the deterioration of China's economy, real estate has been in oversupply, leading to a sharp drop in property prices. Recently, even housing prices in first-tier cities like Beijing have fallen rapidly. Today, we will discuss this topic. The housing price plummeted because after China's economy declined, many people lost their jobs and could no longer afford to buy houses. Even those with savings lack the confidence to purchase new homes. China's housing market crisis began when the Chinese Communist Party government introduced the Three Red Lines policy in August 2020, requiring real estate companies to reduce their debt ratios. Subsequently, many developers, including Evergrande, faced severe cash shortages. Many real estate companies struggled to secure financing, leading to bankruptcies, which accelerated the collapse of the real estate market. There is a strange phenomenon in China's real estate market. During the real estate boom, due to excessively high housing prices in cities, many developers built properties in surrounding cities, deceiving people into investing in those areas. These regions often lack economic support. The areas where housing prices have been cut in half are typically these regions. The house bought by the couple in Beijing is also of this type. It is located between Beijing and Tianjin. They spent 3.08 million yuan back then. Recently, they released a video stating that the house was finally sold for 1.1 million yuan, resulting in a loss of over 2 million yuan. Our house was finally sold today. The contract was signed at 2:30 p.m. We couldn't even afford the property fees. The property fee posted on the wall was over 5,000 yuan. We bought this house in 2020. It is located in Yongqing, Langfang City, Hebei Province. Many people who worked in Beijing moved here, and a subway was built nearby. My house is only 800 meters from the subway, with a shopping mall diagonally opposite. The nearby hospital and school are also very close, about 2 traffic lights away. The house had been on the market for years, but the price was unacceptable. Finally, I signed the contract this afternoon with the agent, then went to see the house. We are preparing to go home now because my husband used to work in IT in Beijing. He was laid off at 35. The company he worked at for 7 years laid him off just like that. Now the company is also struggling to survive. She said that when they bought the house, they took out a loan of 2 million yuan, paying 10,000 yuan each monthly. They had been repaying for 4 years, totaling 480,000 yuan, with around 350,000 yuan going toward mortgage interest. In addition, they lost 1.98 million yuan from selling the house, bringing their total loss to 2.33 million yuan. She sighed that it was truly a losing game. When they bought the house, they believed Langfang had great potential. It is located between Beijing and Tianjin, both of which are super cities. It is 75 kilometers from Beijing and 85 kilometers from Tianjin, a 1-hour drive. Beijing is to the west and Tianjin is to the east. At the time, housing prices in Beijing were already 80,000 to 100,000 yuan per square meter, and prices in Tianjin were about 40,000 yuan. They thought this location would eventually reach 30,000 to 40,000 yuan per square meter, which seemed reasonable, but they were overly optimistic. She said that they still have a mortgage of more than 1.8 million yuan, and the house was only sold for 1.1 million yuan, about 154,000 USD, which means there is still a difference of more than 700,000 yuan that they still need to continue paying back. Although both husband and wife are unemployed, the mortgage of 10,000 yuan is very stressful. They still have 2 children to raise, and their mother is elderly. She said, "I feel really uncomfortable." Not only are housing prices in the surrounding areas of Beijing falling, but housing prices in Beijing are also sliding downward. Crazy market smashing. Beijing's real estate market is stunned, was once popular on the internet. According to the article, Beijing Shiluo Park is only 5 kilometers from Tiananmen Square and just 2 kilometers from the Temple of Heaven Park. In March this year, a 106 square meter, 3-bedroom apartment in the district was sold at a price of 37,000 yuan per square meter. This transaction price directly pushed the district's housing prices into a deep pit, comparable to the levels in 2021. The price has fallen by 40%. The house this friend bought in Beijing has dropped by 1 million yuan this year. I am the most unfortunate person in 2023. After 10 years of drifting in Beijing, I finally spent 6.27 million yuan in January 2023 to buy this 68 square meter house without an elevator in Chaoyang District, Beijing, which is commonly known as Beijing's Broken. This is what it looked like before it was renovated. You can take a look. It can be said to be very broken. This is what it looked like after I moved in. I want to talk about it. At that time, I paid a total of 3.89 million yuan, of which the agency fee cost me 150,000 yuan. The total loan is for 30 years and is expected to be repaid over 30 years. I spent 8.97 million yuan on this house. Yes, 8.97 million yuan to buy a house in Beijing with no elevator, an area of 48 square meters, and no decoration. Here comes the point. In this district where I bought it, my house has dropped by nearly 1 million yuan. Many people may not believe it. This is my recent chat with the agent. The house that sold recently went for only 5.3 million yuan. It was very devastating. When I bought it, it was close to 6.3 million yuan. I just showed it to my family. I lost 1 million yuan in a year. This is the market in Beijing. China's real estate market continues to bubble, and housing prices in more and more cities have fallen to vegetable prices. Recently, a homeowner in a state actually announced that he would give away the house he bought for 3 million yuan. How could such a good thing happen? The thing is, in 2017, an investor bought a 123 square meter house in Nansha District, Nan District, at a unit price of 20,000 yuan per square meter, with a total price of 2.5 million yuan and a down payment of 600,000 yuan. 7 years have passed, and the owner is now short of funds and cannot repay the mortgage, so he is ready to give the house away without any payment. As long as the buyer continues to repay the bank loan, the house will belong to them. So can this free house be taken? This netizen did some calculations. The owner of this house originally borrowed 1.9 million yuan. After paying off the loan for 7 years, they now have a loan of more than 1.7 million yuan remaining. On the surface, it seems that it is free to give it away without paying, but in essence, it is to take over the loan of more than 1.7 million yuan and then pay the deed tax. That is to say, this house is sold at a price of more than 1.7 million yuan, equivalent to a unit price of 14,500 yuan per square meter. Compared with the original price of 2.5 million yuan, it is indeed a decrease of 800,000 yuan. It seems to be much cheaper, but if you look at the transaction prices of other houses in this area, you will find that this house is not cheap. In 2023, this area sold a house of the same type for a total price of 1.84 million yuan, equivalent to a unit price of 14,900 yuan per square meter. Furthermore, data released by the Bureau of Statistics shows that old housing prices in Guangzhou continued to decline in October. So, this owner, who gave away the house for free, is actually selling the house at the current market price, but used the free house label to attract attention. On August 23rd, a 2-bedroom, 2-living-room house in Dongqingyuan was sold at a price of 155,000 yuan. Many jokes say that Dong also has a Hegang. This house is located in Vanke City, in the northern part of Qingcheng District, Qingyuan City. It is a pre-sale property that was delivered in 2012 and is now 12 years old. It has 2 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, and 2 bathrooms with an area of 69 square meters. It was sold on July 12th this year. The transaction price was 155,000 yuan, which is only slightly more than 2,200 yuan per square meter. Qingyuan's housing prices have now plummeted by 50%. What does this mean? It means they have been cut in half. A house bought for 1 million yuan in the past cannot even sell for 500,000 yuan now. If you don't buy in Qingyuan today, you will live farther away tomorrow. How many people bought houses in Qingyuan at prices of 11,000 yuan per square meter in 2018 and 2019 because of this slogan? Now, you can easily buy a house in Qingyuan for 30,000 yuan. And this is not the down payment, this is the total price. Zhou Youxie cited 4 examples, illustrating the dire situation of the local real estate market. Hengjin Lake City, the closest area to the city center in Qingyuan, used to sell for more than 11,000 yuan per square meter due to aggressive advertising and promotion. Now prices have plummeted by 50%, and houses are available fall.
Buying a house in China has always been a major concern for families, especially for the older generation. They see owning a home as essential for stability and a symbol of social status and economic strength. The saying, "Golden nest, silver nest, not as good as your own straw nest," reflects their deep attachment to real estate. However, soaring housing prices in first-tier cities have discouraged many working-class people, with even the middle class feeling the strain. Young people face a long and challenging process of saving, borrowing, and repaying loans, leaving many feeling overwhelmed as they start their careers. Not all housing prices in China are intimidating, though. Some cities offer surprisingly low prices. Among them is Hebi City, ranked 9th among the most affordable housing markets. Located in northern Henan province, Hebi is rich in natural landscapes, historical resources, and cultural heritage. By 2022, its population had reached 1.57 million, and high-speed rail links make Guangzhou just 30 minutes away and Beijing 2.5 hours away. Hebi has gained attention for its exceptionally low housing prices. The cost of a parking space in a big city can buy a house, or even several, in Hebi. With average house prices at 7,832 yuan per square meter and as low as 1,465 yuan per square meter, about $200 in Shancheng district, it's no exaggeration to call them cabbage prices. Some buyers have reportedly acquired 8 properties for just 100,000 yuan. Such low prices come with challenges. Hebi is a shrinking city with limited economic growth, job opportunities, and underdeveloped infrastructure. Many young people leave for larger cities, leading to population decline and reduced housing demand. Despite convenient transportation, Hebi's marginal location limits its access to the economic benefits of nearby big cities. While low housing prices may seem appealing, they are only one aspect of life. Without clear goals and career plans, those attracted by affordability risk falling into the cost-effectiveness trap, even after escaping the pressures of competitive metropolises. Number 8. Bais. Located in western Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, spans 36,252 square kilometers with a population of 4.21 million. As a transportation hub connecting China to Xi'an, Bais features a subtropical climate, rich natural and mineral resources, and a vibrant cultural heritage. including the Zhuang ethnic group and landmarks like the Ba'is Uprising Memorial Park. Housing prices are remarkably low, averaging 5,071 yuan per square meter for second-hand homes and 4,697 yuan per square meter for new ones. These prices reflect lagging economic development, low incomes, scattered population distribution, limited demand, and stabilization policies. However, poor infrastructure in suburbs and new zones hinders competitiveness compared to coastal cities. Number 7. Xi'an, in northern Ningxia. Autonomous region is known for its unique geography and natural beauty, including Helen Mountain and Qinghai Lake, alongside cultural sites like Yuhuang Pavilion. Despite its charm, housing prices average only 3,986 yuan per square meter due to low demand and a saturated market. Once thriving on coal resources, the city's economic decline following coal depletion led to a population exodus and plummeting housing demand, leaving properties unsellable even at bargain prices. Number 6. Tailing City. Tailing City is located in the northern part of Liaoning Province, bordering Jilin Province to the east and Inner Mongolia to the west. The total area is about 13,000 square kilometers, and the population is about 3 million. Tailing is known for its richness in natural resources and profound historical and cultural heritage. It boasts beautiful natural scenery such as the Liaohe and Qinghe rivers, along with rich mineral resources like coal and iron ore. Tailing not only has rich natural resources and cultural heritage, but also offers relatively low housing prices. In June 2024, housing prices in the city averaged around 4,000 yuan per square meter, which is more affordable compared to other cities. Housing prices vary across districts, with Diaobingshan City at 3,473 yuan per square meter, Kaiyuan City at 3,864 yuan per square meter. Two main factors contribute to the low housing prices. First, Tailing's economic development lags behind other cities due to resource depletion, geographical location, and low per capita income, which limit real estate demand. Second, excessive population mobility has played a role. During the era of heavy industry development, Tailing was part of the old industrial base in northeast China, with state-owned enterprises providing housing for employees and attracting a large workforce. However, economic restructuring led to population outflow as young people and laborers migrated to larger cities seeking better opportunities. The 7th National Census in 2020 recorded Tailing's population at 2,388,294, down from 2010, with an average annual decrease of -1.28%. This outflow has significantly reduced real estate demand. Despite challenges, low housing prices have some advantages. Many netizens note that affordable housing reduces financial stress, allowing residents to allocate more funds for other expenses or investments. For first-time buyers, these prices provide opportunities to purchase larger homes and enjoy more spacious living conditions. Additionally, some believe that low housing costs, combined with Tailing's beautiful natural environment, could attract retirees, investors, and people seeking low-cost living, potentially driving local economic development. Number 5. Zhangye. Located in Gansu Province, lies in the middle of the Hexi Corridor, bordered by Wuwei to the east, Jincheng to the west, Qinghai Province to the south, and Inner Mongolia to the north. Covering 38,600 square kilometers, Zhangye boasts stunning natural landscapes and rich cultural heritage. Notable landmarks include the Great Buddha Temple, Wooden Pagoda Temple, and Zhenyuan Building. Despite its charm, Zhangye's housing market stands out for its affordability. In 2024, the average housing price was 3,680 yuan per square meter, much lower than in many cities, maintaining stability despite slight fluctuations. This affordability stems from Zhangye's underdeveloped economy, limited industrial diversity, and population outflow, which suppress demand. While local residents appreciate the low prices, some netizens see it as an investment opportunity. Number 4, Qitaihe, in eastern Heilongjiang province, is renowned for its scenic location at Wanda Mountain and as the hometown of Winter Olympic champions, producing athletes like Yang Yang and Wang Meng. Its cold climate and shrinking population contribute to its low housing prices, with an average of 3,112 yuan per square meter in June 2024, down 3.99% from the previous year. Qitaihe faces challenges as a resource-depleted city, with declining coal reserves and insufficient industrial diversification. Population outflow and oversupply of houses further keep prices low. While residents enjoy affordable living, concerns remain about the city's economic future and employment opportunities. Number 3, Shahuayuan District in Zhangjiakou, Hebei Province, has gained attention for its cabbage price housing, with listings as low as 60,000 yuan for a 60-square-meter apartment. Situated just 41 minutes from Beijing by high-speed rail, it attracts buyers seeking affordability. However, the extremely low prices reflect the region's limited demand and economic constraints. Low-priced houses in places like Mache residential buildings and calcium carbide factory family buildings are typically over 30 years old and lack property rights certificates. These homes are sold by agreement and often found in older communities with no property management platforms. Most are located on upper floors of staircases. As these houses are cheap, usually costing only tens of thousands of yuan, they are almost all sold out. The restricted loan policies further limit their appeal. These homes, although affordable, come with many drawbacks, including limited facilities and poor location, making them less desirable for long-term living. Shahuayuan District, located southeast of Zhangjiakou City, is 150 kilometers from Beijing and borders Huailai County and Xuanhua District. The area has seen economic decline after traditional industries like coal mining and calcium carbide factories ceased production. This has slowed regional development and caused the residential population to drop. Despite being close to Beijing, Shahuayuan doesn't benefit from the economic radiation of larger cities. Some current buyers believe the housing quality is good, but recognize that choosing this location, regardless of the low prices, has led to a lack of demand. Number 2, Shuangyashan, located in northeastern Heilongjiang, has some of China's lowest house prices. A 70-square-meter house can be bought for as little as 20,000 yuan. Situated at the northern foot of the Wanda Mountains and bordered by Russia, Shuangyashan was once an industrial hub for coal, power, steel, and grain. Despite its rich resources, housing prices remain low, with new homes averaging just 3,959 yuan per square meter, and second-hand homes even cheaper. A 64-square-meter house in Shuangyashan is priced at just 15,000 yuan, or 234 yuan per square meter, a cabbage price. These low prices are due to oversupply from past overdevelopment, economic decline, reduced purchasing power, and limited job opportunities. With low local incomes, the market can't support price increases. While some see the affordability as a bargain, others worry that the area's economic stagnation makes it a risky investment. Number 1, Hegang City, also in Heilongjiang Province, has become an internet sensation due to its extremely low house prices. The city has been searched numerous times for having housing prices that have fallen back to cabbage prices. The average price for new homes is around 3,100 yuan per square meter, while second-hand homes are even cheaper, averaging about 1,840 yuan per square meter. Some houses in Hegang are even priced at only a few hundred yuan per square meter, leading to the phenomenon where some homes can be bought for just 10,000 yuan, which seems almost unbelievable. The housing prices in Hegang have attracted widespread attention, with many people traveling from far away to purchase homes in this affordable market. Despite the low prices, however, the market remains stagnant, and housing prices show little sign of increasing. The reasons behind these low prices are varied. Hegang is a resource-based city, historically dependent on the coal industry. However, as national demand for coal has decreased and environmental regulations have tightened, the local economy has suffered, and residents' incomes have dropped. This has reduced the demand for housing, which, combined with a population decline, has led to oversupply. Additionally, the city's aging population and the outflow of young workers have further reduced the demand for homes. A large-scale shantytown reconstruction project, which began in 2008, created a massive surplus of affordable housing, increasing supply and putting downward pressure on prices. Between 2013 and 2018, over 110,000 affordable housing units were built, and many of these properties were sold to residents as part of the government's resettlement plans. This influx of new homes into the market has contributed to the current oversupply and made it difficult for prices to rise. The large number of vacant houses and empty streets in Hegang paints a picture of the city's challenges. While the low housing prices may seem appealing, the city's economic struggles, lack of demand, and oversupply suggest that investing in property here may not offer long-term benefits.